What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, man, of the Orange Crush Hours. Your host, JMX, my other host, Trav. And today, what is this, week 5?
Week 5.
Yeah. Week 5 game preview, boys. Broncos are traveling all the way to Philly to play a 12 o'clock game. The Broncos are 2-2, and the Eagles are 4-0. Um, the Eagles are favored by 5.5 in this game. That's a pretty, I guess, fair spread. But hey man, the Broncos are looking to pull off the upset. The Eagles trying to stay undefeated. It's definitely gonna be a really good game. But before we get into everything else, Trav, man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready to see some magic happen.
Facts, man. I'm not even nervous. I'm kind of going into the game like we got nothing to lose going into this game, and it is whatever happens. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not expecting us to do a whole lot, but yeah, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First things first, I want to start with is obviously let's talk about this Eagles offense. Just their matchup against our defense. I do want to talk about that matchup for a little bit. Obviously, you got AJ Brown going against Pastor Tan. That's going to be really the matchup of the day. My favorite matchup, personally. I can't wait to see the Eagles' offensive line versus our defensive line. I think that's the matchup probably of the week. We being completely honest, our front seven versus their five. I mean, it's going to be definitely it's going to make or break the game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If we're able to get in the backfield and really dominate Jalen Hurts, I think that, this game is going to be over probably in the first half. I think that if they can get it going early, Nick Bonito, I made a video. Man, shout out to Nick Bonito, bro. He's insane. He's the best edge rusher in the league right now, and Jonathan Cooper is not that far behind him. So when you got those two guys with Zach Allen in the middle and John Franklin Myers, they got to wreak havoc. And I'm not going to lie, this is their toughest test, I would say, probably since Buffalo in the playoffs for sure. Like, I think we haven't played anybody with this good of an offensive line. And, Lane Johnson is, he went back to practice today. So it's looking like he's on track to play Sunday. But, yeah, man, Trav, so how you feeling about that matchup?
And we kind of talked about it on the last episode. This is the worst possible game for Lane Johnson to return in.
It's a
Um,
fact.
I think that even when we've seen Nick Bonito play against top tier offensive linemen, I mean you go back and watch that Colts game. Yeah, he didn't have a sack, but he's back there every play. He wins. I mean, he wins off the line more than any other edge rusher in the league. The burst of speed, and I expect the D line to hit the middle of the line too. It's going to be interesting to see. I think this game is going to be won in the trenches, and I think on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and one interesting stat to point out from this, the Eagles rank 30th in pressure rate allowed, and the Broncos are first in pressure rate. So, bro, we're talking about a complete lopside uh, you know, of the spectrum here. Two completely different sides of the spectrum. One team, they giving up the most pressures, and the Broncos, they pressure the most. So, I mean, I will say, to me, that's huge in this game, especially with their passing offense being as shaky as it has been. The Eagles currently, they're first of all, they have the 30th offense in the league, and they rank 31st in passing. We all know, to beat this Denver team, you're gonna have to throw the football. Like, you're gonna have to make plays in the passing game. And this week is shaping up to be a great storyline week. You got AJ Brown I'm talking about, complaining his ass off about not getting a rock. And this is a game where you're gonna have to rely on your wide receivers. You're gonna have to rely on the passing game to beat a team like Denver. And I mean, that's that matchup is gonna be huge. The Eagles rank 24th in overall passing efficiency, and the Broncos rank 8th. So that's another matchup in favor of the Broncos, I will say, heading into this one. Um, Last thing I will say, like I said, the Eagles are 31st, 31st passing the football, and the Broncos, I think they're top 10. Yeah, we're top 10 against the pass, man. So it's another matchup in favor of my Broncos, bro. It's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good matchup, and I mean, kind of touching on what we touched on last episode too, just for a brief moment. I think Denver's got to get out on the ground early as well, and I think we're going to see J.K. Dobbins be J.K. Dobbins, which is one of the best backs in the NFL in 2025.
Yeah, and that's a great transition to the offense. Philly's defense. Their main weak point of their defense has been their secondary. I mean, we just can't sugarcoat it. They have not been just in total this season. I mean, I will say outside of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell's having a great season. Shout out to him. But the Eagles' defense is 22nd in the league. They're 17th against the pass and they're 21st against the run. Um, it's definitely, you know, it's gonna be a nasty game, bro. I'm gonna be shocked for our offense. I think it's gonna be a tough matchup. Now, given our offense, you know, we're top 5 rushing team in the league, no doubt about it. And Philly's 21st against the run, so you gotta go after that matchup. I just think, you know, styles do make fights, and this is why I say you can't look at the numbers too much because you gotta look at matchup. Jalen Carter versus Luke Wattenberg is, oh my goodness, brother. Oh my God, Jordan Davis and oh my God, Quinn Miners, boy, you gonna have him and Ben Powers going. I'm talking about how to help this man, like, bruh. You know how you gotta push like, you know, if you got a little niece or some of your daughter, and you push them on the swing. That's what they gonna have to do for Luke Wattenberg this week because it's gonna be hell, bro. It's gonna be hell for that, bro. Jalen Carter, look, that's a grown man. He's one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league, and it's gonna be, man. Ooh-wee. But I will say for the running game, though, you got to get it going early, like you said. But I think as far as us passing the football, I honestly think this game is going to be won to whoever, like, whichever team's passing offense is going to be better. I think that's who's going to win the game. I think the rushing, I think running the football may cancel each other out just a little bit. I think they're both going to be a little bit of the same production. I think whatever quarterback can throw the ball better in this game, whichever passing offense is better in this game, is going to win the game.
I agree, and I mean, you know, touching on your point, I mean, I think this is a very crucial game for Luke Wattenberg. You know, being 5 games in, he's had a couple games where you know he's kind of got blown up. However, the Broncos are still ranked number 1 in pass block win rate in the NFL. So he's still pretty efficient in the pass game. Um, I think that you know that's going to help us too. You know, we have the best pass blocking offensive line in football.
Yeah.
The Eagles can't say the same, right? They can't say that they have the best pass blocking win rate in the league. And I think
It's
the
one of the worst.
Broncos run block win rate is like middle of the pack this season. So I think it's going to be a good game though. I expect Bo Nix to carry over what we've seen, you know, last week. I mean, and looking back to last year, you know, he had that first game where it kind of looked like things started clicking against the Atlanta Falcons, and every game after that, Bo Nix was just dialed in. I expect to see a carryover from that. Hopefully, he sets his feet and makes the plays that we know he can make. Hopefully, he don't got happy feet with that D line coming at him.
Yeah, I think the play action is going to be huge for the Broncos in this game. I think we're yeah. So right now we're ranked 10th in the league in passing. You know, passing with play action. The Eagles are ranked 30th when it comes to guarding it. I think that's something you got to really get after this week because I'll be honest with you, they got the matchups for us on the outside. I'm just gonna be keeping the whole bean. Quinyon Mitchell and Cortland Sutton. Look, I hope Sutton has a really great game, but the way Quinyon Mitchell's been playing, brother, Lord Jesus, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look. I don't know if they're gonna put Quinyon on Troy Franklin. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's that matchup's looking pretty much in their favor. I will say one match, and this is gonna be the most interesting part, where they're gonna put Adoree Jackson because that is going to be, I think that's a big thing for us is where they're going to put number 8. And if they line him up on Troy Franklin or if they line him up on Cortland Sutton, I do think that's the one because I think between Quinyon and DeJean, they're gonna do their job. It's gonna come to that one bad matchup with Adoree Jackson and who they decide to put him on, or even if it's Keely Ringo, I think they say his name. He's not that good either. So you got 2 bad corners over there then you got to put them on somebody. So I think that's the matchup. If I'm Denver, I'm going to attack that all game long. We saw Dallas do it. Really, every game they played, they've attacked Adoree Jackson and Ringo. I mean, it doesn't matter who's on the field. They're attacking that matchup, and they're winning. So if you're Denver, you got to really look at that for in the passing game, man, because especially if it's on Troy. Because if they put Quinyon on Cortland Sutton, which I would rather them do in this point, I'm going to just keep it a bean. I would rather them put Adoree on Troy because I think that's just going to make it just an even – It's just so much more he
Yeah,
can
because
do.
I think Sutton's going to get his either way. This is, I mean, we could say this is Sutton's first game going against an elite corner this season, and he always balls out against the top corners. I mean, look at the matchup with Trent McDuffie. I think Sutton either way is going to have a big day. I think we need to continue to rely on him on third down, and when he's open, get the ball to him because I feel like when we do that, it does kind of open up the offense a little more than when he's not available at all.
Yeah, I agree. I will say that I do want to see Denver get a little bit more creative in his game. I will say I don't know going like I think we need to see more kind of a split offense with RJ and J.K. Dobbins because I think the Eagles you want to try to limit running up the middle as much as possible. I'm not gonna say don't do it, but I'm saying you want to do it as you got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, and the Eagles they're ranked seventh in the league in stopping the run under center. Like if you're gonna try to run the ball under center, it's not gonna work. Um, you're gonna have to try to get a little bit creative. Uh, you might they I wouldn't be surprised if they use RJ Harvey a little bit more in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if you seen him get a lot of more looks. Maybe I'll touch JK. But I mean, overall, I still want us to run the football. I just think it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to one in the trenches and two, which quarterback is gonna make more plays in the air. And I think that's just gonna decide the game because like I said, I think both times like on the ground they're gonna cancel each other out. Like I think Saquon's gonna get solid. I think J.K. or Harvey's gonna do solid. But I think it's gonna come down to which passing offense is the better one. And I'm not gonna lie to you. On paper, it is the Broncos. But if I had to put my money on which passing offense I think is gonna get it going, even though they're coming off a bad week, I would have to go Philly just because of the guys they got. Devontae Smith on Riley Moss is an interesting matchup. You got Dallas Goddard. He's looked like he's going to be healthy. They just got the guys I think to make plays. Even AJ Brown. Like I mean, he's hungry, so he's going to be going at Pat even harder because he wants the ball. And what better way to showcase it against the best corner in the league? So
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I think Sean Payton can win this game by coaching as well. Kind of what we talked about, before the start of the pod. Sean Payton has a 74.6 win percentage in the month of October. He has the most wins in the month of October in NFL history. I think that Sean Payton is going to shock the world, man, in this game. I think we're going to see him open up the playbook. We've seen it in that Cincy game. Using Marvin Mims, how Marvin Mims was used last year. And it seems like a trend with Sean Payton. You'll probably agree with this. In the month of September, he's got his eyes closed in the playbook. He's just trying to figure out what guys are on his roster and how to use them in the month of September. And usually that equals to a slow start. But in the month of October, Sean Payton has got his guys where he wants them, and usually they're winning meaningful football games in the month of October.
yeah, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see. I think I will say you bring up a good point because the Eagles against the pass, like when it comes down to it, you're gonna have to find you're just gonna have to outcoach. You're gonna have to outcoach. If you're Sean Payton, you're gonna have to come up with some hat tricks because I'm not gonna lie to you. They rank first in the league against quick passing. They're seventh against intermediate pass. The Broncos are one of the worst teams in the league in throwing the ball over the middle of the field. And me and you have explained on numerous occasions on why that is. Um, they're really good against the blitz. That's something the Broncos are good too. But like when they blitz, they rank second in the league. So it's gonna be a tough day. I think Denver's gonna have to really play their best. One, also you gonna have to limit the penalties. You have to. If you go into this game on that same BS that you've been on for this whole season, oh brother, it's not gonna be a close game because Philly. One thing Philly doesn't do, they're not gonna beat themselves. Philly, you're gonna have to beat them. Like you're gonna have to beat them on every single facet, special teams, offense, and defense. It's no like you're gonna have to just beat them. It's none of that. Oh, Philly gave this game away. No, they're because of their execution, they're 4-0. Trey brought up a good point. I think said this before the show. They should be 0-4, but it's execution at the end of the games, and they're just good at it. And that's because they're used to winning these type of games. So and they rank fourth in the no my fault 14th in the league in penalties. The Broncos ranked 20th. If you're man, you got to limit these penalties. You have to because this is a team like they don't beat themselves, man. If you go into this game, Luke Wattenberg getting 5 penalties, brother, it's over with.
I agree. I think they got to limit the penalties, which I'm sure Coach Sean Payton's probably been giving them down the road for that every single week. And he should. Hopefully, they just play a clean game, and hopefully, Bo plays Bo football. And I think they got to get started early because it's going to be one of those games where
Hmm.
you got to respond well. And I think Denver can do it. I think we've pretty much showed that all year. Because I'm pretty sure we're green scoring wise in every quarter. I think I've seen on Twitter that we're positive in every quarter of the NFL with positive points. So, which is crazy to think about in year two and
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that I think it's going to be a dogfight. I do think there's a great chance that Denver yanks this one out, but it's going to have to be a very clean game. You're not going to be able to win giving up 90 yards and penalties. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it can't happen. Also, I do want to bring up one fact that Jalen Hurts is not throwing the interception. Um, the Eagles are not going to turn the ball over like that. But if there's one team to do it, it is the Broncos. But they don't turn the ball over like that. Jalen Hurts, he's clean with it. Broncos have to limit the turnovers on their side as well. Bo, look, I wanted to say this: they had to go into this game settled. You can't go into this game amped up like you did against Tennessee, where you amped up, you playing the champs, you on the road. Like, let's settle down and let's take what the defense gives us at first. And I think Sean is. I think we can come around. Um, we're back healthy. Nick Benito full practice. I think Marvin Mims was still limited today. I didn't look at that, but I know he was limited yesterday. Um,
The only
and Nate, I think Nate
person,
Atkins.
the only person
Huh?
that didn't practice was Quinn Miners, but supposedly that's not.
Nate Atkins has a concussion.
Yeah, they said he was still out there though before practice. The only
That's crazy.
non-active guy was, which I don't think Nate Atkins is playing, but Quinn Miners didn't practice today.
Yeah, and look, I'll say this, and shout out to Bryce for this. The Broncos this year, they're the only team who has not trailed at any point in the fourth quarter, which means the two losses were last seconds, which is crazy. Second most offensive snaps in the league while holding a lead, and the fourth best point differential in the league. Uh, those I will say this: you're going to have to go in there, and you gotta like Trav said, you gotta do well early. You need to probably get like at least 3 points your first drive of the game. Like, at least. Because Philly, look, I'll be real with you. I don't know how well Philly's gonna do against our defense. I don't know. Like, I think they're gonna have the type of day to where they're gonna struggle, but they're gonna hit on like a few big plays down the field or hit like a big run. But I don't think it's gonna be like a consistency of like them putting together efficient drives. I think it's gonna be like they're gonna win the game by having to make big plays down the field. And that's really what you kind of see every team against this Denver defense. Like, you're not gonna just get first down, first down, first down. You're gonna have to get like a big play at some point in the game, try to get the offense going. And I'm gonna just be real, man. This Philly offensive line, Jalen Hurts, he is the fourth most pressured QB in the league, behind Cam Ward, Brock Purdy, and Justin Fields. Bro, we don't get after him. Because I'll be rich in advance, you don't even have to blitz this game. You really don't have to blitz. You can just rush forward. You don't have to bring heat like how you usually bring heat. I mean, you can, obviously on third down and stuff, but like, you don't have to as much. And I'm gonna be real, Jalen Hurts, when you getting constant pressure on him, he does start to see ghosts a little bit. He does start to see ghosts a little bit. You see him just decide, like, he will take a sack for sure. Will he's not? You know what I'm saying? He will take a sack for sure. But I think this game has to be won on the defense side of the ball. If they can find a way to create some turnovers, get the offense in some great field position early, then I think the Broncos have a really good chance to win this game. But yeah,
I agree with you, and you brought up a point earlier that Jalen Hurts is one of the few quarterbacks to not throw a pick. Um, we said the same thing a couple weeks back with Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert's a better passer of the football, more accurate with the football. I just think he's a better quarterback, period, over Jalen
fact.
Hurts.
That's a
Um,
fact.
Denver forced him to throw a turnover. So I wouldn't be surprised if Denver gets a takeaway against Hurts, and it may be a fumble. With Benito and Cooper back there. Shout out to Cooper. They're going to be racing to the QB again. they're back there. They're going to be back there a lot.
Yeah.
Both of those guys. So it's like it's going to be good to see. I mean, they've not played a pass rush this good yet. Philly hasn't this season.
And let me be real. Let me just Nick Bonito leads the league in pressures. He leads the league in pressure rate. He leads the league in quick pressures. Um, I don't even like. Yeah, he's second in the league in sacks, second in the league in get off. I think Jonathan Cooper is still first in get off rate. Bro, let me tell y'all something right now. And I gotta give him his props, bro. We got one of them ones, bro. Like he's one of them ones, bro. He's nasty. Like, and I'm gonna be real. Everybody, look, Lane Johnson is one of the best left tackles in this league. Ain't no doubt about it. But you got your hands full this week because I remember everybody was saying the same thing about Joe Alt. And Nick Bonito just he's had his way with Joe Alt. But I would not be surprised, and I was because you got Mailata and on the other side too. So you got a lot of different looks. Like they got two really good tackles, great tackles, just like how we got two really good edge rushers. The Broncos, I would not be surprised if they try to run some stunts, get him up the middle a little bit because, man, but I wasn't look Zach Allen. This might be his game. Like I know everybody look, we all talking about Bonito and Cooper. This might be the Zach Allen statement game. Remember when the Broncos played Buffalo when the Broncos played Buffalo, Zach Allen was the main guy feasting in that game because Buffalo has two really good tackles. Zach Allen got pressure up the middle. I'm expecting just something a little bit similar with that. I still think Nick will get his, one sack, but I definitely think Zach Allen is gonna have his big day. And he's been itching for it because he's been playing well, but like he hasn't had that game yet. And I think this might be the game where Zach Allen starts feasting.
I agree. I think him and JFM both could have a big day. And if they better not go one on one with JFM. He's gonna win every time. He's
Because
gonna
I'm
win
gonna tell you
every
right now,
time.
because you can't, because like you really see teams they're double teaming Zach Allen. That's why Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper are getting one-on-ones on the outside because you literally cannot if you one-on-one and look Jason Kelsey gone, you can't one-on-one Zach Allen. Oh no. Mm-mm. Coming right up the middle, bro.
You can't
It's
one on one either of the. I mean, dude, you can't. I don't think you can one on one Allen or Franklin Myers. I think both of those guys. I think Myers is going to be back there. I for sure think he is.
yeah, it's gonna be
Because they're
it's
gonna
gonna
they're
be
gonna double team somebody. I mean,
yeah.
it's gonna be Benito or Allen. Whoever they double team is the. If you double team Benito, the inside's gonna eat. If you double team Allen, Nick Benito
I'm gonna be
is gonna eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be, and I think Benito's gonna be seeing Mailata a lot more than Lane Johnson. But the Broncos do love to switch them, so we're gonna see what they decide to do. That matchup, look, as a dude who just loves football, that matchup is gonna be peak. Like I can't wait to just go back and watch that on the film and just see how that's gonna turn out. But I do want to get into this, so I want to ask you one question. So, what are your three matchups that you're looking forward to in this game? Because I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of them, but you got to give me your top three matchups that you're looking forward to watch.
I'm looking forward to PS2 versus AJ Brown.
Of course.
You already know, and of course Nick Benito and Lane Johnson. I think that's going to be cinema. Um, I hope. Hey, you know what? And I'm gonna say this. I hope that Quinion Mitchell's on Sutton. I want to see Sutton versus Mitchell.
Oh well, you got some for me that's just I don't know. For me, I would have to go for sure. I'm gonna just go put overall number one is just the offensive line versus defensive line for us. Like just mainly talking about our defensive line versus their offensive line. That's just number one for me. Number two is PS2 versus AJ Brown. They don't get too much better than this right here. I think I'm not gonna lie. I think this is gonna be a really good matchup for Pat. AJ Brown's a physical guy. He's not the easiest to jam at the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be a really good matchup for both of them. Don't be surprised if we see AJ Brown kind of get some on PS2 a little bit.
Yeah, I could definitely see AJ Brown gets a couple catches, makes a big play or so, but I think Pat's gonna do what Pat does, man. I think Pat's gonna do what he does, man. It don't matter what receiver you are. You're going against the best in the game. So, but yeah, that's my opinion. I think that matchup's gonna be good. I'm also, a matchup we didn't talk about. I'll just kind of touch on right quick. Um, I'm excited for the Riley Moss versus Smitty. Um,
Yeah, that was gonna be my third one.
yeah,
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
my third one. Yeah, Smitty versus Raleigh. Now that one's gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna. I'm more excited. I'm gonna be more excited than that one than the AJ versus Pat, bro. That. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. Raleigh coming off hot because he did get his get back. Slick. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Joe Burrow didn't play, but he did get his get back on T. He had to live with that the whole offseason, brother. Devontae is nice. We seen Devontae go at Pat when they was both rookies. He got the best of Pat. So we all know what Devontae is capable of. Him against Riley is gonna be very interesting to see. I would not be surprised if Philly tries to attack that matchup. But I will say this. You can't attack. We've seen one thing about Riley. You can't go at him the whole game now. You may get him every now and then, but you're not gonna get him the whole game. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit, kind of like we saw last game, of them switching Pat. I think Pat's gonna follow AJ Brown for majority of the game, but don't be surprised on like some big third downs. They'll switch it and try to put, just switch up the matchup a little bit. But I will say, I don't think Roddy Moss should be on AJ Brown, like at all. I think that's just a huge mismatch. He's too small for AJ Brown, bro. That's a grown ass man. That's the dog over there. But yeah, I would say those are my top three. Next, give me your offensive player of the game, defensive player of the game, and score prediction.
Mm.
Because
You know,
Lord Jesus,
I'm
Trav.
not, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Who do I think is gonna have the best game offensively? Bro, that's tough. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
You gonna take mine? I already know it.
Offensive player of the game. Give me RJ Harvey, bro. I think RJ Harvey's gonna
Mm,
have a good game. I think if he gets that opportunity that he got last week on a wide open pass, I think he catches that, and I think RJ Harvey's gonna have a big week. I think both running backs are, but I think RJ Harvey's gonna have a big week. Um, Offensively, he's gonna be a big part of this offense against the
okay.
Eagles. Um, defensive player of the game. Um, I'm going with Nick Benito. Nick Benito gonna be swimming on Jalen Hurts all game long, bro. He gonna be back there, bro. And then score. I'm taking the Broncos 20-17.
Lord Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna go. Always play the game. I'm going Troy Franklin. I think he'll have a bounce back game. They're gonna have a Dory Jackson on him most likely. I think we're gonna see him and Bo. Bo's been targeting him, I think, the most on the offense, if I'm not mistaken. So Bo wants to get this connection going. I think this is the game they do. He's playing a really weak corner. I think they're gonna go try to go be aggressive with Troy early. Probably go a deep shot like we kind of saw in that Buffalo game. And like we've seen just a lot of times with Troy, they go to him aggressively early in some of these big games. I think this is one of them for sure. So I'm gonna go Troy. Um, Defensive player of the game, I'm gonna go Zach Allen. Like I said before, I like his matchup in the middle there. I think he's gonna. I think they're gonna try to maybe get help with Benito, and they're gonna leave Zach Allen or JFM on just open on some of these one on ones. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. One on one with Zach Allen, he's open. Like I'm sorry, he's gonna win that matchup unless you're playing like one of the best guys in the league, which the Eagles do not have that position. So I'm gonna go Zach Allen for my defensive player of the game, and especially in the run game as well. He's gonna have to be huge. And I expect him to be because this is Saquon Barkley we talking about, and we've seen him single handedly shut down run games, like single handedly. You can say what you want about James Cook in Buffalo. He didn't have that big game in the playoffs mainly because of Zach Allen, bro. He's that dude. Score prediction. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 23-17 Philly. I think Philly still gets the edge of us. I think it's gonna be really hard for us to get the passing game going against them. That's just me. I think it's gonna be really tough. I like their matchups with us on the outside of Adoree Jackson, and I think they're gonna make a few plays that can win them this game offensively. I just don't see the Broncos having too much success throwing the football in this one. I think it's a tough matchup for us. Running the football, I think it'll be is what it is, but I think Philly's game plan is going to be to stop us from running the football and try to make Bo Nix beat them. And I'm not saying Bo Nix can't do it. I just don't know if we got the talent to overcome their talent and win it. Like on the outside, the tight ends, because they got us in each of those categories, bro. They win every single matchup, bro. They literally do win every single matchup besides the Adoree Jackson one. Outside of that, safeties on the tight ends, they win. Receivers on the corners, they win. Linebackers, they they got all pro, bro. Zach Vaughn is balling, and you still got Jalen Carter. It's gonna be a tough one, man, but I still think it's a one possession game. Like I said, I got Philly 23-17, man.
Yeah, I think something we do need to talk about on the show is Evan Ingram needs to have a day, and this would be the game. You've been non-existent your whole Broncos tenure. Um, we need to see him or Pat Bryant need to be over the middle of the field. Like I don't know, that shouldn't be non-existent in this game. Like you got to use somebody there to open up this offense a little more, and I think they're going to design something to do it. I mean, or fuck, dude. I mean, I hate to even say this. Fucking use Trent Sherfield over the middle of the field, and I hate to say that, but dude, we just need somebody that gets open over the middle of the field to be able to create plays, and hopefully we see that this week. Hopefully it's Evan Ingram and not Adam Troutman. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I think that Ingram needs to have a day.
Yeah, I look. I'll say this about Evan. One thing I do want to point out, he is third in the league in average separation yards amongst tight ends. So that is something to look forward to. I think we're on the verge of seeing it. I don't have the most faith in it, just to be honest with you. Um, but I will say Evan, everything's right there for it. I watched the film a little bit. He was terrible in the last game. But I will say that, you got to win on the outside. I mean, I'm sorry, not that. You got to win on the inside, bro. They're lining you up on the inside. You have to win that matchup, and that's exactly what we brought you here for. And, you just got to, he just has to be a little bit better. But I don't know if this is the game for that. You got Reed Blankenship, and who's their other safety? Makuba.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can get to work on a rookie, brother, you can get to work on them. But, I mean, just to be real, I don't know that this is the game. I think next week against the Jets can be the game we start to see him come along. But yeah, I don't know about that. But the one last thing I will bring up, if the Broncos win this game, and I want to leave it off on a good note, if we find a way to upset Philly in Philly, this is our schedule for the next, well, just into our bye week. You got the Jets in London, I think, right? It's London.
Yep, in London.
You got the Giants at home, the Cowboys at home, the Texans on the road, Raiders and Chiefs at home. You can realistically win out. Like I'm being so 100%. I know people think that may be a little crazy. No. You can legit win out. Every tough game, you got it at the crib. And I mean, outside of what the Texans, bro, I'm not tripping on the Texans, bro. Just to be real with you, I'm not. I don't fear them one bit, bro. Like I feel like we play them. It's gonna be defensive. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I definitely think that you beat Philly. There is honestly, you can maybe drop the game to Kansas City, or maybe drop one to the Ray. Whatever you want to do, you should legit not lose more than one game after this Philly week.
So
There should be arguably no team I'm looking at you should lose to.
I agree with you, and I think correct me if I'm wrong. Bo Nix is 7-0 in his last 7 at home. So,
I mean, bro, when you got the Giants and the Cowboys at home, and the Cowboys ain't beat us in 30 years, bro, you those two, our next 3 games we should win. Like, and I ain't talking about just when we should beat the hell out of them. Dallas, bro, I don't care anybody say, man, Dak playing out, man, we should beat Dallas. In Denver.
oh, Nick Benito is going to be back there, bro. Hey, Dak's going to throw turnovers in Denver, bro.
Every time he played the Broncos, he turned the ball over.
Yeah. I
The
think
last time he was in Denver, he threw what, 2 picks? One of them was a pick 6.
yeah, he couldn't even. Well, we had Teddy B, or was it Drew Lock?
No, it was Teddy B. That game in Dallas, and we were up 30-0.
Yeah, like I think honestly, bro, if we win this game, like you said, I think going forward, bro, dude, the schedule favors Denver.
Man,
heavily,
bro. By the time the bye week, how I feel we should be at the bare minimum. What is that? Let's see, 4. And this is if we beat Philly. 5 and 2, 6. we should be at the bare minimum 9-3. At the minimum 9-3 going into the bye. Best case scenario, we 10-2, and that's if we beat Philly. If you're 10-2 going into the bye,
Oh, you're locked.
first of all, you making the playoffs regardless of how the rest of the season go. You're in it. Because I will say after the bye week, it is, I don't think we got one easy game. You got the Commanders on the road, the Raiders on the road, Green Bay in Denver, Jacksonville in Denver, and then you got the Chiefs on the road and the Chargers in Denver. So you got a little gauntlet. But the thing is, I still think during that stretch, you should be 3-2. How many games is that? 6 on my fault. You should be maybe. I think you can go 3-3 in those games. Worst case scenario, 3-3. Because the Commanders on the road is going to be tough. The Packers game is going to be tough. You got the Chiefs and the Chargers. Those are going to be some tough games. Jacksonville too. So, but you got to take advantage of the schedule. Like, bro, it's literally right there for you.
Even after the bye though, those games. We look at them and we're like, oh, they like we could lose that game. It just depends on where Denver's defense is at that point, bro. With Jacksonville, I think our defense can beat them. A lot by themselves, pretty much. That sounds crazy, but I think our defense is good enough to beat Jacksonville. But I agree with you, bro. 10-2 would be if you're 10-2 coming off the bye, you should win the AFC West if you're 10-2 off the bye.
Oh no, yeah. If we're 10-2 at that point, the division is locked, and I think 10-2 is for sure what you kind of got to be. I think you have to be 10-2. And they're just saying if you beat Philly, I think even if we lose to Philly, you need to win every single one of these games. I'm not like, bro. When you need to beat the Jets. The Jets are not a good football team. Like they're not a good football team. You should. Aaron Glenn is losing his mind over there trying to coach that football team. The Giants, no Malik Neighbors. Brother, rookie QB?
Jackson Dart's going to be in hell that week.
See, now, look, I'm going to be real with you. I would rather, brother, I could pay anything to play Russell Wilson. Bro, why? Oh, my God. I was really thinking that man, he was playing good enough. I was like, yo, he might actually play against us. Man, I'm hoping, like, I ain't saying I'm hoping that Jackson Dart played bad, but, like, a part of me deep down is kind of like, hey, Jackson, throw about 4 picks next game, so they got to go back to Russ.
The thing is, and just kind of touching on that, is Jackson Dart didn't look amazing. Like everybody, everybody's acting like this dude just had a career high game. Like, what, he had 111 passing yards, bro? Like,
but people got to remember, though, he's not supposed to have, like, a crazy game. He's a rookie who just got thrown into the fire. And I don't think he's going to – first of all, we're going to beat the Giants. That's just off the rip.
Yeah, if we lose to –
I'm worried about is our offensive line versus their defensive line, but I think we'll be fine. But I'm going to be real, like, that – I don't expect Jackson Dart to do too much, especially your wide receiver 1 is out for the season. Like, it's looking pretty rough. But then after that, you got Dallas. Like – come on, man. Then the Texans. Come on. Which I will be at that game. I will be there. Hey, look, if any of y'all are going to be there, y'all tailgating and stuff like that, I'm going to put some out on my socials before that game too, but we going to be lit. Because let's hope by that time we would it be 3, 4, 5, 6, that we 6-2. Because, boy, we 6-2 coming to Houston. Ooh-wee. I'm going to be lit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad day for. All these games you're naming, bro. It's like, even the Giants, like, bro. It's like, I'm not like their D line's good, but I'm more worried for the safety of their quarterback playing our D line. Same with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud is going to be on his back the whole game against us. Same with Dak Prescott. Like, bro, our defense is just it's gonna make all these. The majority of our schedule is going to make it tough on them. Our defense is just too good.
I agree. And again, around this time, Dre Greenlaw will be back.
Oh, yeah, week 7.
The
Giants game.
That's the Giants game. That's the perfect game to throw him back. So, look, man, it's looking good for us right now. I will say that, but it's crazy how this is why I say you have to win certain games. If we execute it, in those 2 games and we pulled those wins out, do you understand that? So just to say, bro, we could legit damn near be undefeated, looking great right now. Like it's just so it makes me sick, bro.
I mean, I agree with you, but
Like the way the schedule turned out, Trav. Like I'm thinking the Texans gonna be a tough game. I'm thinking the Jets might be a little tough game, brother. If we were 4-0 heading into Philly, we could legit be undefeated. Like the way the schedule panned out to be, bro.
I agree with you, but I kind of agree with what Nick Bonito said too. I'd rather be 2-2 and be good at the right time than to be 4-0 and be bad at the wrong time. Because up the
That
stretch
is
is what
that
really
is true.
matters. Like early in the season, and I think like we talked about earlier with Sean Payton, it's a trend. He's just trying to get his new toys out there and seeing what he can do with them. And in October, they got a plan in the month of October, and it's every year with Sean Payton. That's just how it is. He tries to throw his new shiny toys out there. May do a little too much, cost us some games sometimes. But in the month of October, this team is usually dialed in. So
Hey, I'll be honest with you. We can go undefeated. That'll be great. Or 3-1 at the minimum. If we can say we lose to Philly, we should beat the Jets, Giants, and the Cowboys.
yeah, for sure, I agree.
Like we should. Like I mean, it's no like there's no ifs ands and buts about it. If you lose those games, we need to have a separate discussion. If you lose to the Jets and the Giants, we need to have a separate discussion.
And if you lose to the Cowboys without CeeDee Lamb, we might.
Bro,
Yeah,
we're going to
that means Javonte Williams has a legacy game if that happens.
let's not dive into that, bro. That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, you got anything else you want to add?
Hey man, hey if y'all are doubting and you think Denver's losing to Philly, I'm calling it right now. Denver's gonna pull the upset of the year. They're gonna walk into Philly and take over Philly, man. It's gonna be a Bo Nix legacy game, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, bro. Look. I'm gonna be real too. If Bo Nix goes into Philly and we leave out of there with a win, and he plays, I ain't gonna give him great. If he plays well, I don't want to hear any more slander from anybody in Broncos country about that guy, bro. I don't want to hear nothing because the talks was loud, boy. After that Chargers game, the talks was loud. And what was I saying, bro? Calm down, bro. I'm not putting it, bro. I'm gonna always have my quarterback back. I ain't gonna lie, some place he fuck up. Let me tell you something right now. He goes into Philly, and shout out to Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant picked us to win the game too. But I wouldn't want to give him a shout out. He loved Bo Nix, man. But I will say this: let us walk into Philly and leave with a win. Let us walk into Philly and we come out with that dub. And Bo outplayed one. Oh my God! I ain't gonna lie. Nobody gonna hear any of that from me, because of the shit I've been told. Ooh-wee.
Hey, you brought up a great point too. Isn't Kevin Durant an Eagles fan?
No. Commanders.
Commanders fan. Okay. Kobe was an Eagles fan. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
Kobe was an Eagles fan.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is Kevin Durant knows ball, bro. Broncos getting his dub, 20-17, y'all.
If we win this game, now look. I'll be honest. I don't think personally we're gonna win this game. I'm not getting my hopes up at all. But if we do win this game, bro, the energy for this pod. And the thing is, I forgot. I probably don't even be able to do the pod. Damn, I'm gonna be out of town, folks. But whenever I come back, that energy for that episode is still gonna be there. It's still gonna be there for sure, man. But yeah, I can't wait for this weekend. It's gonna be a good week. Regardless if we win or lose, I still like the outlook of this team. I still do definitely think this team is gonna make the playoffs. I still have them winning 11 games. I'm just saying we freaking realistically should be 10-2 at the pod. I mean, like I don't think we're gonna win, but that doesn't mean I don't think we should win. I think we're a better team right now than Philly. I think we should be a better team than Philly. Like I think me personally, the expectations I have for this team that I had going into the season, we should beat the dog shit out of Philly. The way they've been playing, but we should go in there and put belt to ass. Like I'm talking about beat the hell out of them. Expose Jalen Hurts. And on top of expose that defense. I'm talking about put belt to ass. But do I think they'll do it? Nah, I don't think so. I just don't think they'll do it.
I think they can. I mean, I think you got Bo and Sean, finally clicking. And, it's just going to take limiting the penalties. If they limit the penalties, Denver wins this game.
Yeah, no. So like, yeah, if we have like maybe 4 or 5 penalties, I think we win the game. Like I'm be real with you now, I just don't think it's gonna happen. But I think if we limit the penalties to maybe 4 or 5, I think we can win this game for sure. Like I mean, I'm not that. No, I think we will win the game. If we had limited our penalties, we're gonna win the game. We just gotta stop beating ourselves late in the game. We have to, bro. Execution is a team that they don't beat themselves. You need to execute. It be there for us. It be there whether it's the kicker missing the kick, receiver dropping the rock, just whatever the case may be. We gotta execute at the end of this game, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you, the defense is gonna get us in position. Like whether or not they gave up 29 to Daniel and them, but let's not forget we were in position to win that game. That was a tough. And look at how the Colts are looking, bro. They look legit. So that's what I'm saying. I'm taking that game a little differently now, how I did at the time, because, bro, they look crazy. Like, but yeah, man, we gotta win this game. And I will say, and I'm gonna let you go. I will say this: we are the team this week that's got nothing to lose. Oh, we play, they got nothing to lose. Boy, now the cards are reversed, Trav. Yeah, we ain't got nothing to lose going into Philly. And we on the road. See, we at home, we have a little bit something to lose, you know what I'm saying? Now, we ain't got nothing to lose. We playing with house money. And y'all undefeated? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I agree. And looking back at that Colts game, I mean, this is a very similar matchup with the Eagles and the Broncos. Comparing, the Colts and the Broncos matchup. I think when we talk about skill positions, I think the Colts and the Eagles are very close in skill positions. Both got a top tier running back. Both got good receiving cores. Got solid tight ends. However, I think Tyler Warren's probably better than Goddard when we talk about just skill. Yeah, I think that, like you said, this Denver team has nothing to lose. I think Vance Joseph's going to send the hounds. He's going to send the bloodhound too. Shout out to Nick Benito. Yeah, bro. I think, bro. I feel good about it, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Coming off the week, we kind of it was the Bengals, but I feel like you needed that game heading into this game. I think this is gonna be. I think Denver's gonna play a good game.
That's a fact. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, man. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, hit that sub button, keep showing us some love, man. Yeah, week 5 is here. Let's go get that dub. But I'm your host JMX, other host Trav. Until the next one, peace out.
Peace.